ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That wind's really blowing. The outfield has shifted a little round to the left. The pitch is outside.
Leonard in a tough spot. He's trying to overthrow the ball there. He tried to put a little extra on that fastball. You could hear him grunt as he pitched it.
There's a drive deep to center field. Oh, coming in is the center fielder, and he makes the catch. Holding at second is Buelna, and holding at first is Dietz. So there is now finally 1 out. Flew out to center fielder Mike Burns, I guess. Again, is it Mike Burns still out
Jason
there?
Burns.
Jason Burns? I'm sorry, Jason Burns. That'll bring up Dave Burnley. Burnley fouls the first pitch to the backstop for strike 1. Bernie flew out to second in the first, went grounded to first base unassisted in the 4th, and struck out in the 5th, in that 5th inning rally. He takes another ball for a strike, takes another pitch for a strike. Doesn't take another ball for a strike, he takes another pitch for a strike. So that's 0-2 to Burnley. 0-2 pitch, a waste pitch outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sort of an unwritten rule, or actually it's almost even a written rule, where the 0-2 pitch is going to be a garbage pitch.
Burnley looking for his first base hit.
A pitch way outside, 2-2, evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, as I said, he struck out in the 5th, grounded to first baseman and
Only
in the
Burnley
4th.
and Blanchard have not collected a base hit here in this ball game.
Strike 3 called. He took a fastball in the outside corner. It just froze him, and he's the 2nd out of the inning.
Too close to take at this part of the ball game. An umpire wants to get out of here. The game's not really in contention, so if Dave wants a base hit, he's got to earn it on that pitch, and he just wasn't ready to hit that pitch.
And that brings up Tom Kesselring. Tom flew out. Runners are going. Pitch is hit to the pitcher, calls it and takes it. I'm sorry, that was a pop-up to the pitcher, and Wilcox is out of the inning. So there was 2 runs on one hit, and there was 1 error, and 2 were left. And at the end of 6, it is 7, 8, 9 to 1, Mountain View.
Yeah, the big play really, that ball hit down to the 3rd baseman Maloney. He came up with it with a runner on first. The inning started with the walk to Lopez, then the ground ball by Feltler to the 3rd baseman. The throw was poor to the 2nd baseman. It got by him and out into the outfield, allowed Feltler to go to 3rd, put runners at first. Not Feltler to 3rd, but Lopez to 3rd. So put runners at 1st and 3rd with nobody out. Then Glenn Mahoney walked to load the bases. John Dietz came up and hit the first pitch from Leonard for a single. Collected 2 RBIs. He hit it out into right field. And that was the play that Schmelzer didn't really make too well. And then to compound the problem, he made a poor throw into home plate. So both Lopez from 3rd and Feltler from 2nd were able to score. Those were the 2 Mountain View runs in the inning. Then Leonard got tough and shut the door, retiring the last 3 batters. And before we start the 7th inning, we'll take a short break in order to change tapes. You're watching Channel 30, your community television station in Mountain View. Welcome back to live action. You missed 3 pitches. The first one was a ball. The second one was a strike to Jason Schmelzer, the Wilcox leadoff batter here in the 7th. The 3rd pitch was a fastball. He sat on it, hit it out into left field for a single. Only the 4th base hit scattered from John Charles. First batter is on here in the 7th inning. Mountain View with the 9-1 lead over Wilcox. This is for the championship of the Santa Clara Valley Athletic League. Mountain View with a big 8-run cushion. This is batter Randy LeBlanc. I guess LeBlanc, they say it. He's playing first base. Runner at first is Schmelzer. That pitch delivered a ball. 3-0 now to LeBlanc.
Don't worry about it. We're going to give you one sooner or later. Okay, John.
Chris Franco on deck for the Chargers.
Okay.
Pitch caught a strike. That would probably even it up. That looked like it was drifting outside to the left-handed batter. Makes it a 3-1 count now. So just 4 hits scattered by John Charles. That pitch up high. Ball 4. First walk we've seen, Frank, since the 1st inning.
When he walked 2.
He walked the first 2 batters of the ball game. The first one came around to score. Maybe 2 long innings in a row if chilled him out a little bit. Mountain View sent 10 runners to the plate in the 5th, and they sent 7 there in the 6th to score their 2 more runs. And that's going to be all for John Charles as he gets a hand from his coaches and his teammates and the fans here. In from right field, looks like Louis Buelna is going to come in to finish the ball game. Luis came in to pinch run there in the 6th inning. Stayed in to play right field, and now he's in relief of John Charles. And that's a real smart move by Fred Apezzo. Get your relief pitcher into the ball game, let him warm up, especially in the outfield, because you'll have your warm-up throws as an outfielder to loosen your arm up. And although the pitching motion is not the same arm motion as an outfielder uses, in Buelna's case, it's not terribly different. He uses the full windup. And another heady move by Fred Apezzo. He had that play earlier where he pinch ran for Lopez with Hardike, and Hardike came around to third base on a close play where Lopez, I think, would have been out. And now here in the 7th, he's got his ball players where he wants them. Luis Buelna in to relieve John Charles in the 7th. A nice outing by John. He gave up 1 run. It was earned. He allowed 4 hits. He walked 3 in 6 innings and 2 batters here in the 7th. He had 7 strikeouts and has really sailed through most of the ball game. This is only the 2nd inning where more than one or more base runner. No, I'm sorry, more than one base runner has reached base. The other inning being the 1st inning when Wilcox scored. Since then, he faced 4 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th, 3 batters in the 6th, and that brings us up to the 7th. So a very, very fine outing by left-handed senior John Charles. His record will go to 8-1, and that'll be the best record in the Santa Clara Valley Athletic League this year. Fine effort by John. Luis Buelna's first pitch to number 11. Franco is a ball. Franco looking for his first base hit. Runners at first and second. Schmelzer at second. LeBlanc at first. We're in the 7th inning. The score's 9-1. Fred Apezzo opting to go for a relief pitcher here in the 7th rather than overworking his left-handed star, left-hander, John Charles. Luis Buelna, right-hander, in to get the last few outs here in the 7th inning. Pitch inside. Each of these clubs will have playoff action to look forward to, and that's another reason to take John out if he's starting to struggle. Mountain View will go as one of the top-seeded clubs, I would imagine, into Division III. Wilcox, a slightly smaller school, they're a Division IV club, so there'll be separate playoff schedules for those clubs. Ball gets away from Lopez. Throw down to third, really unnecessary, not nearly in time. Runners each advance a base. Runners at second, third. 2-2 count to Franco.
You give him a pass ball or wild pitch on that?
Well, let's call it a pass ball. There are a few balls that Lopez hasn't squeezed today that I wish he would. A couple of strikeouts and a couple other pitches which were called strikes. Pitch swung on, hit out into right center field. John Charles has a beat on it. He makes the catch, throws it into the cutoff Kessel ring. They're not going to try and make a play anywhere with a 9-1 lead. Smart not to throw the ball away. The sacrifice fly works for Franco, give him an RBI. Comes into Buelna. Buelna coaxes him to hit it out into the outfield. Scores now 9-2. They trade an out for a run. There's one away in the 7th. Here's number 16. He hits the first pitch out into left field. In comes Fettler. Out goes Dietz. Dietz makes the call. The runner tags from third but holds. And Mountain View's 1 out away from clinching the Santa Clara Valley Athletic League Championship for 1989. That was Bill Johnston batting in the number 9 spot here in the 7th. He popped out to Dietz. There's 2 outs in the inning. A runner at third base is LeBlanc. Batter's Matt Leonard. He walked in the first, flew out in the second, and sacrificed in the 5th. No hits then. 0 for 2, 0 for 1. Looks at a strike from Buelna. Mountain View fans offering some applause for their championship ball club. A fine year. It's 14-4. 15-3 rather. Check it. My face is frozen. I can't talk. They came in today 14-3, tied with Wilcox, and they beat the stuffing out of them, Frank.
Well, so far. But you know what they say, Jim? You just have to be careful. It ain't over until.
2 outs, 1-2 count on Leonard. Ball hit out to the right field of John Charles. He comes in a few steps, makes the catch. And that's all for the 1989 Wilcox Chargers. Mountain View has won the league championship. John Charles on a 4-hitter. Luis Buelna here in relief, getting the last 3 outs of the 7th inning. And there's a shot of the 1989 high school champions for the Santa Clara Valley Athletic League. They came ranked 5th in the Valley, and with this victory, I think they can't lose any position. Wilcox came at 6th. Mountain View with an easy 9-2 victory. They clinch their league pennant. Two stars of the game, really. John Charles, the pitching star from Mountain View, and really you have to give a star to the entire Mountain View offense. Mike Lopez got that 5th inning rally going. Joel Hernandez had pretty much sailed through the game except for the home run back in the 1st by Adam Cleveland. But with 1 out in the 5th, Mike Lopez singled to right field. Another single followed from Eric Fettler. Another single from Mahoney. John Dietz didn't want to break the cycle, and they had 4 singles in a row. That streak was broken by a hit when Adam Cleveland was hit by a pitch. Dave Burnley struck out. Tom Kesselring walked to force in a run. Roy Bishop's single added 2 more runs. And then the final out was recorded when Blanchard went to the pitcher, but the damage of it done. The 5 runs from the 5th, a 5-run 5th held up, pushed the lead out to 7-1. And although Wilcox added a run here in the 7th, it didn't really matter. Once again, your final score for the league championship here at Mountain View High School, as the players shower each other with some kind of foamy beverage. I hope that's not an alcoholic beverage, because these gentlemen aren't of drinking age. Apparently it's sparkling cider, which of course is non-alcoholic. And my congratulations, as well as that was Mrs. Bishop who took a sparkling cider out there. Fine victory here at Mountain View High School. Mountain View goes 15-3 on the season in league play. They'll go on to Coast Conference Sectional, where I assume they'll have a very good top seeding. We're going to try and speak to the winning pitcher and Coach Fred Apezzo. So for Frank Moore and Jim Kennedy, until we get that interview, thanks for watching and stay tuned. about it. They're standing in back of a cake, courtesy of the players and the coaches and the fans that have supported this 15-3 ball club, champions of the Santa Clara Valley Athletic League. They beat Wilcox High School today 9-2. John Charles, left-handed senior pitcher, started this ball game, gave up just 4 hits in a little over 6 innings of work. You walked through, you struck out 7, John. You sailed through the middle innings. What were you doing differently those innings? What was the key there?
All the jitters were gone. The beginning, I was just, ready to go out and throw the ball and throw past him, and then I realized the innings so on that I had to get the ball over and not worry about it. And we had our defense here, and Kid and Barbie,
Well, it seemed like a big part of that game was the game that your catcher called for you. He had you moving the ball inside and out. You were changing speeds very well, mixing the fastball and the curve. And, of course, I'm talking about Mike Lopez. And, Mike, not only did you call a good game behind the plate, but as a senior, you hung in strong. And in that 5th inning, that 5-run 5th inning, you keyed it off. What were you thinking there? He was working the outside part of the plate, and you got that big single to right field.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I just had to do something, so I just came through.
Well, the first time up, you had been called out. You struck out on a pitch on that outside curve, but it looked like you had enough. That really got you going.
Yeah, well, I was sick of that outside pitch, and he finally came over inside, over more in the middle, and I just had to swing. It was this beautiful pitch.
Well, it was a good piece of hitting, and the rest of the ball players here, why don't you just say your names, and most of your seniors, so this will be the last time you'll be playing on your home field, except for the Coast Conference sectional, depending on where that'll be.
Well, I'm Adam Cleveland. I'm a senior at Mtn View High School, and I'm glad we just came out here and did a great job.
Adam hit that home run in the first inning. He's acting a little modest, but he hit that rocket out to left center field.
Kelly Blanchard, and I feel that Jesus was the thing that put us together, because before every game we'd pray, and I know that the Lord gave us all the strength we needed to go out and defeat the enemy.
Well, you played a good ball game today. Thank you.
My name is Eric Fettler. I'm a senior, and I think this is basically the way we've been playing all year. I mean, we've been sticking together playing as a team, and just comes through every time.
Good team effort. I've got...
I'm Tommy Kesselring, and I just want to thank God for all he's done for us and giving us all our abilities.
Senior first baseman, thank you. John Charles, Mike Lopez, John Dietz, a shortstop, had a couple of base hits today.
Yeah, my nice white friend right here.
Well, I think it's Barbie that did it for me here.
Here's Roy Bishop, number 17, played third base, had a couple of base hits today.
Yeah, I felt good today. I knew we just come out here and we're so much like a big family out here. I knew we could pull it out if we just stayed together, and we pulled it out.
Congratulations, Roy.
I'm Glenn Mahoney. I'm a senior here, and I was real nervous today before this game, but I knew we'd pull it out. It was just in the heavens today. We'd pull it out and win the league. 15-3. There we go.
Luis Buelna came in to get the last 3 outs from relief. He came in off the bench to pinch run. I thought that was a good move by Coach Fred Apezzo to get you into the ball game, maybe anticipating that John would run out of steam. Nice job pitching all year. Kind of an unaccustomed role for you.
Well, I don't know what to say.
Let's see, Luis, I think your stats did all the talking. You came into today's ball game at 5-2. You had 50 strikeouts, so that was good for 4th place in the Santa Clara Valley Athletic League, of which you are now champions.
I'm Matt Harlack, one of the 3 juniors on this team, and seniors, this is your year. Good job, guys. SCVL champs.
It's a nice thing to say, Matt.
I'm David Burnley. I'm a junior too, and that's it.
You had a base hit today, Dave. Way to go. Well, Fred Apezzo has made himself scarce, but he did a fine job coaching all year. Where is Fred? Here he is. Here's Coach Fred Apezzo. Fred and Coach and Assistant Coach Jim McGurk. I'll let these gentlemen describe to you the next step, because you folks are headed for the playoffs.
We're going to start Louis Buelna in the playoffs. We have a seeding meeting on Sunday at 8:30. We'll find out when, where we play. But hey, this is it. We're going to sit on this for a while. The SCVAL championship. The plane!
Well, Coach Jim McGurk, who's shared all the coaching we've seen this season, and really a fine effort, fine effort by the team, the coaches, and all the nice fan support. And I can't hold these guys back any longer. They're going to start eating this cake. So from Mountain View High School, thanks for watching. You've been watching Channel 30 in Mountain View. These are the new championship.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Well, good afternoon. This is Jim Kennedy for Channel 30 in Mountain View. We're at Mountain View High School today. We're bringing you high school baseball. Mountain View Spartans playing host to Gunn High School, and we have joined the action in progress. The first batter for Gunn struck out swinging on 4 pitches. On the hill today is Luis Buelna. So we join the action with 1 out in the top of the first inning and no score, and Luis is throwing strikes today, and there's strike 1. This batter is Long. He's the designated hitter, number 52. He looks at a ball. Don Long, a senior. 6 feet 1 inches tall, 179 pounds. Digging his right foot into the back of the batter's box. Luis Buelna gets the sign from the catcher, Mike Lopez. Curveball, swung on a missed. Strike 2. Imagine Buelna might work him with a curve on the outside part of the plate. We'll see if he goes with that all-speed pitch again. It's a fastball down low, good 2-strike pitch, fouled away. Mountain View with essentially the same lineup we're used to seeing. It's Buelna pitching, Lopez catching, Kesselring at first base. Shortstop is John Dietz, third baseman. Roy Bishop in the outfield. It's Charles in left, Blanchard in center, and Fettler in right. As the ball is hit out to center on a line, getting under it is Blanchard. He makes the catch, and they're 2 away. So with 2 outs in the top of the first inning, tall left fielder McKinnon steps in. This is Sean McKinnon. Swings at a high fastball, hit down the third baseline over to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Mountain View. So at the end of 1/2 inning, there's no score. A windy day here in Mountain View. Sunshine trying to scare the clouds away. And a sunshiny day for the Mountain View Spartans. If you look at their record, they're ranked number 4 on the peninsula in the most recent Times Tribune poll. And that's not bad for a school which is really what amounts to a AA school here. Their enrollment size is not up with the leaders, but they're playing up with the leaders. That being St. Francis and Bellarmine and some of those other clubs. Mountain View comes into today's ball game with a record of 8-1 in the Santa Clara Valley Athletic League. Their only loss to this club they're playing today, the Gunn Titans. In fact, the only loss coming earlier in the season to this very same pitcher, the lefty, that's on the hill today for the Titans. His name, Talaus. Jason Talaus, number 7, the lefty senior, stands 5'11", 154. You see him warming up there with his catcher. We'll try and run down that starting lineup when I get everything situated here. All this wind is blowing away my lineups and so forth, so it's a little difficult to keep my ducks in order, so to speak. We'll see if Mountain View can get some runners in their batting order. Again, a similar batting order for Mountain View. It'll be Kesselring, Fettler, and Cleveland here in the top of the first, and if they're successful, it'll be Dietz, Mahoney, who's DHing today for Luis Puelna, the pitcher, Roy Bishop, John Charles, Kelly Blanchard, and Mike Lopez in the number 9 slot. Gunn's record, although they beat the Spartans, the team leading the Santa Clara Valley Athletic League, have an even record at 3-3. So they're way off the pace, but as of today, they're the only club to have beaten this Spartan ball club.